In the world of love, few stories begin as beautifully as that of Sheeda Sween and Bilal Haziz, two people from two very different worlds, connected not by chance, but by faith. Sheeda was a vibrant yoga instructor from the Caribbean island of Trinidad and Tobago. Full of life, laughter, and belief in destiny, Bilal was a successful real estate investor from Kansas City. Reserved, meticulous, a man who valued structure and control. Their paths crossed in a way that felt almost written in the stars. Online messages turned into long conversations. Long conversations turned into confessions of love. And soon, both hearts were convinced that they had found the one. Sheeda admired Bilal's calmness, his ambition, and his faith. Bilal admired Sheeda's energy, her warmth, and her ability to make any room brighter. To the world, it looked like a match made in heaven. A perfect balance of peace and passion. But beneath that beauty, there were already small cracks. The kind of cracks that love stories often hide until it's too late. When Sheeda arrived in America, she carried more than just her luggage. She carried dreams. Dreams of a new beginning, a new family, and a love that would finally feel safe. Bilal, however, had other plans. Not out of cruelty, but out of caution. He had been hurt before. Divorced once, betrayed once. He didn't trust easily anymore. So, on her very first day in America, Bilal tested Sheeda. He picked her up in an old van, drove her to a modest home, pretending it was his. He wanted to see if her love was for him, or for the life he lived. That moment became the first shadow in their story. Sheeda was stunned. She felt confused, embarrassed, and slightly betrayed. To her, love was supposed to be about trust, not tests. But she tried to understand. She told herself that maybe Bilal just wanted to be sure. In that silence, one truth was born. Bilal loved control, and Sheeda loved freedom. Two forces that rarely live together peacefully. As the days turned into weeks, the fairy tales started to meet reality. Cameras followed them. Every smile, every disagreement, every moment of awkward silence. Their story unfolded on screen for the world to see in 90 Day Fiancé, a reality show that captures love under pressure. At first, fans were charmed. Bilal looked like the stable, protective man. Sheeda looked like the sweet, patient woman, trying to adapt to a new life. But soon, cracks became arguments. Arguments became wounds. And wounds started to leave scars. One moment would stay in the hearts of viewers, when Sheeda tearfully told Bilal that she felt like a stranger in her own marriage. She wanted warmth. He wanted order. She wanted dreams of children and adventure. He wanted calm and quiet predictability. The balance they once admired in each other slowly turned into friction. Sheeda's dream was simple, to have a child. She made that clear before marriage. It wasn't about time or age. It was about building something together. A family born from love, not fear. Bilal, however, was hesitant. He had 2 children from his previous marriage. He didn't want to rush. He wanted things to be perfect first. So, when their prenuptial agreement, the prenup, came into the conversation, everything shifted. The air grew cold. Love became negotiation, and Sheeda's smile faded a little more each day. For Sheeda, it wasn't about money. It was about meaning. She wanted trust. She wanted to feel like a partner, not a guest in her husband's story. But Bilal, cautious, methodical, wanted protection. He called it responsibility. She called it fear. The gap between them began to widen, one small moment at a time. There comes a time in every love story when silence says more than words. For Sheeda and Bilal, that silence arrived quietly, one evening, in the middle of another small argument that somehow felt much bigger. Sheeda looked at him and said softly, "I just want to feel like we're on the same side." Bilal didn't respond right away. He looked down, sighed, and said, "I just want peace." Two people, two sentences, both wanting love, but not in the same way. That night, their hearts started walking in opposite directions. They still lived under the same roof, but something had changed. Their mornings grew quieter. The laughter that once filled the house was replaced by small sighs and careful words. Sheeda began to notice things. How Bilal avoided deep conversations. How his affection turned to politeness. He was there, but he wasn't present. At night, she would scroll through old pictures of their first days together. Her smile wide, his eyes softer, and wonder where that version of them had gone. Fans noticed it too. When the episodes aired, people started to comment. Sheeda looks sad. Bilal seems cold. Are they even happy? Behind those comments were millions of viewers who could sense what Sheeda already knew. Love doesn't disappear overnight. It fades quietly, like a candle running out of wax. Sheeda's biggest dream, having a child, started to feel like a forbidden topic. Every time she brought it up, Bilal's expression hardened. "Not now," he would say. "Let's focus on our foundation first." But for Sheeda, the foundation was love, not conditions. In one emotional scene that would later trend online, she whispered, "I'm not asking for luxury, Bilal. I'm asking for life. Our life." Her voice trembled. The silence that followed was heavy. And in that moment, millions of viewers felt her pain. Bilal's fear of repeating his past mistakes had built a wall so strong that not even love could climb over it. To the world, they looked fine. On social media, their photos told a different story. Smiles, coordinated outfits, little captions about love and patience. But reality doesn't need filters. Behind those posts, Sheeda felt trapped between being a supportive wife and being a woman losing herself. She was torn between keeping the peace and telling the truth. She started spending more time alone, at yoga studios, parks, quiet corners of the city. She found comfort in movement. When words failed, her body spoke. Through every stretch, every breath, every silent tear during meditation. People around her began to notice her glow again. But it wasn't happiness. It was survival. It began subtly. Rumors online, whispers from fan pages, screenshots of cryptic posts. Sheeda unfollowed Bilal. Bilal deleted their photos. Something's wrong. Then came the confirmation. In a quiet Instagram post, Sheeda wrote, "Sometimes love teaches us what peace truly means. Even if that peace means letting go." The internet exploded. Fans were heartbroken. Others said they saw it coming. Interviews started. Influencers discussed what went wrong. Some blamed Bilal's coldness. Others said Sheeda deserved better. But through all the noise, Sheeda stayed silent. Her silence became louder than any explanation could be. The night everything ended was quiet. No shouting, no tears. Just two people sitting across from each other, realizing they had reached the end of their story. Bilal looked tired. Sheeda looked heartbroken. but calm. "I can't keep loving you in a way that hurts me," she said softly. He nodded, eyes lowered, and that was it. No grand goodbye, no movie-style closure, just two souls releasing each other after 90 days of love, hope, misunderstanding, and emotional storms. The story that began like a dream ended with silence. In the weeks that followed, Sheeda moved out. She started posting again. Small glimpses of her new life. A yoga pose by the sea, a smile that looked real this time. A caption that read, "Sometimes losing love means finding yourself again." The comments poured in. "You're glowing. You deserve peace. Sheeda, you're stronger than ever." And she was. The woman who once felt invisible was finally standing in her own light. Bilal stayed quiet. He didn't fight back on social media, didn't post cryptic quotes. Those who knew him said he was reflecting, processing. Friends revealed that he regretted how distant he had become. But pride often speaks louder than love after a breakup. When asked about Sheeda in a later interview, he said only this: "She's a good woman. I wish her peace. Sometimes that's all two people can give each other. Peace. Not forever, not reconciliation, just peace." Sheeda began traveling, teaching yoga, and collaborating with brands that focused on empowerment. She turned her pain into strength, her heartbreak into purpose. In one emotional video, she said, "I didn't lose a husband. I found myself." That line became a viral quote. Thousands of women shared it, saying they finally understood what she meant. Sheeda became a voice for quiet strength. Proof that healing doesn't happen when you forget someone. It happens when you forgive yourself for staying too long. Every story has two sides: love and loss, laughter and pain. Sheeda and Bilal's journey wasn't just about betrayal. It was about discovery. Bilal discovered that control can't protect you from heartbreak. Sheeda discovered that love shouldn't cost you your peace. In the end, both learned that some love stories aren't meant to last forever. They're meant to teach us how to love better next time. From passion to betrayal in just 90 days. But in those 90 days, a woman found her voice, her strength, and her truth. Sheeda Sween showed the world that heartbreak isn't the end. It's the beginning of knowing who you are and what kind of love you truly deserve. As for Bilal, maybe one day he'll find peace in understanding that love isn't a test to be passed, but a gift to be cherished. The world watched their love story unfold, but only they know how it truly felt, and perhaps, in another time, in another life, their paths will cross again, not as husband and wife, but as two souls who once tried their best to love each other.